1.
A famous man known by the name of George Bernard Shaw once said, "Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything." Change, it can be a scary thing, being afraid of the unknown. My life all changed one fall morning. The fear of the unknown was about to set in. Following after my C-sections came more complications than normal. There I was, laying on the exam table, waiting for the doctor to come in to check my incision. The inevitable happened, and my incision came open. It was not a pretty sight at all. All I can remember was blood everywhere, and the nurses rushing in to grab my children. Not only had my incision opened up, but I had become anemic. There was also fluid on my lungs, which was not normal. Every day was a struggle for me. I spent many nights back and forth, going between the hospital and my house. From anxiety attacks from not getting enough oxygen to going back into the hospital to see an infectious disease doctor. The doctors on call could not figure out what had gone wrong and why I was having so many complications. I knew it was always going to be a long stretch of unsettling news. The reality began to set in. My weight was slowly going downhill. I knew I needed to change my bad habits. I wanted to watch my children grow up. Being 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighing 266 pounds, I was not at a healthy weight. It was truly an eye-opening experience, and it was time for change. I was about to embark on a journey that would change my life. Here's my narrative on my weight loss journey, where I learned about discipline, confidence, and more about myself. It all originated with two powerful words known as determination and discipline. I began my journey with making small changes with my everyday routines. That change would impact the rest of my life. I started with a trip to the grocery store on the hunt for healthy foods. This was a difficult task for an emotional eater, constantly going in the middle aisles for comfort foods to quickly changing to the perimeter of the store. The perimeter of the store is where healthy foods are located. I left the grocery store feeling more determined than ever. The next stop was to find a gym that catered to my family's needs. I needed one that provided childcare, but also that I felt comfortable in. After touring several gyms, I had finally found the one. I was ready to embark on my weight loss adventure. The next morning, I got up, ate my scrambled egg whites, and headed for the gym. I started doing 30 minutes on the treadmill, and after a while, I switched it up. I started adding weights and doing longer on the treadmill. This became my everyday routine. The decisions I began to make started to show with the progress I was making. I started picking up that apple instead of a bag of chips. I started drinking more water instead of a Diet Dr. Pepper. Each little change helped me get closer to the finish line. Every day was a new beginning. Don't get me wrong, I had those days where I struggled, from chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream to chocolate chip cookies. I always had a sweet tooth. But more importantly, there were days that I succeeded. This gave me the motivation to be successful and fill my goals. The confidence I gained in myself helped me with this journey. My confidence started when I became in control of what I was eating to fuel my body. Realizing it was simple and easy changes ultimately led to my results. My faith in myself continued to flourish. Since I had lost weight, I had to get a new wardrobe. I was ecstatic to be back into an average size. It was still not where I wanted to be, but it was a huge step in the right direction. My self-confidence grew to a new level. The fall of 2014, I had officially lost 100 pounds. This fall marks the 3rd year of my healthy eating lifestyle. I continue to strive to make the best decisions possible. I continue to exercise daily, either at the gym or going through a jog through my neighborhood. Staying active is key. We take more family walks and hikes frequently. I'm constantly out running around after my kids, when before I wouldn't do that. Showing others and my family how important it is to stay healthy. Achieving goals can only be done with motivation and determination. The support from others was also a key in my weight loss. I continue to cook healthy foods for my family. We work together and help each other make better food choices. I learned so much about myself throughout my journey. I have become happier and more excited to do life. I'm wearing clothes that I used to never wear. I used to be self-conscious about what I would wear outside of my house. Now I don't mind wearing those shorts out in public. My outlook on life has completely changed. Overall, my life has changed for the better. Throughout my journey, I learned discipline, confidence, and about myself. I learned how to shop for groceries. I found a perfect gym and took off on my trek for my weight loss journey. Once the weight started coming off, my confidence level went up. I became ecstatic about my normal size clothing, and the journey taught my family and I how to become healthier. I learned a lot about myself and who I was as a person. I cannot wait to see what the future holds in getting this last little bit of weight off.
I was the 5th person in the group that was recording.